In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Praise the Lord. Let's have a seat. God will bless you all in Jesus' name. Tonight, the title that God gave unto us is specifically for somebody. And what I mean by somebody is that God really wants to attend to somebody's case or situation, or we're going to answer the prayer of somebody or the request that somebody has been making. The title itself was like, God, how should this be, or what is it about? And the title is Let God. Let God. It's so, I don't want to say unbalanced somehow to understanding of man. But to the one that God is reaching out today, he knows that the message is for him or her. That you are in a midst where you have been asking or confused, what should I do? He said, let God. So to everybody, it can just be let God have his way. But the real title to somebody that God is referring to is let God. So for you and I who are not the one God is speaking to, I say let God have his way. And if you look at text from Matthew chapter 4, from verse 18 to 20. Matthew chapter 4 from verse 18 to 20. And Jesus, walking by the sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. The rest is history today. He said unto them, follow me. Follow me. It's a word that it takes you to believe the one that says, let's go, for you to follow him. And follow me means it's calling everyone, each one of us, day by day, into what to bring us into his fulfillment. Follow me, and I'll make you. But you know, many at a point in time decided that they are closed in their prayer room. God, I will do what you want me to do. I will let you have your way. I will let you do this. I will let you do that. But when it comes to the limelight, when God now sent the word of what to do, they begin to bind and loose. They begin to rebuke God as a devil. Some begin to justify the reason why it will be impossible for them to do it. But he says, let God. Tap your neighbor, say, let God. Oh, tell them boldly, tell them boldly. When God was describing the story, or a word in Jeremiah 29:11, he was trying to make sure we understood or we advance our faith in him. It says, for I know. It's like continuity of the word in Matthew chapter 4 from verse 18 to 20. It said, follow me, for I know the thought I think towards you, saith the Lord. The thought of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. The expected end is your goal, but I'm the one that knows the way. You know your goal, but I know the way. You know where you are going. You know what you are going for, but I'm the one that shows you the way. And many of us are not ignorant, because why? If, for example, as somebody said to me this afternoon, he has to travel days to go and do his passports, children's passport and things like that in Atlanta. He knows what's going for in Atlanta. Am I right? But he can believe the pilot. Is that not true? All he just needs to do, board the plane and put your head at the, right? So he even be thanking God. Some people are fond of traveling and holding a kind of pillow. Ask them, what's the pillow for? To sleep. Because why? They trust the pilot. That I know where I'm going, I know what I'm going for, but he knows the way to take me to Atlanta. And they just relax. They sleep off. I say, let God, to others, let God have his way. You are struggling because why? He has a map road plan for to bring you to an expected end. But you are looking at as if though that road plan for me, I don't want to go through it. But the more you are saying you don't want to go through it, the more it's becoming more difficult for you or adding more years to you. Let God have his way. What am I saying? He make it clear in his word in Proverbs 3 verse 5. which you already know. Many of us are used to it. Some can even quote it off head. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not in your own understanding. Lean not in your own what? Understanding. I remember some years ago when we came to this state, we were praying to God about church planting and where we are going to live. God said, Fort Worth. You know, we had the word Fort Worth. We are strangers in this country. We don't even know much about it. We know the name. We don't even know where it is. So we have to run it through people around. And their comment was like, no. There are no Nigerians in Fort Worth. The understanding is you can't go there because why? One even say, I've been in this country for more than 20 years. I can count how many times I've been to Fort Worth. What are I going to do there? If you want to talk about church planning, forget it. That's understanding of a man. Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? That's understanding of a man. An understanding of a man stand with two legs, actually with a walking stick, so it's difficult for them to even be moved if care is not taken. Because they will stand on it and they will comfort themselves on it and they will prove it to you, say it can be done. But what God said should be elevated more than the understanding of a man. The message is speaking to somebody tonight, and I pray that that person will yield quickly. So in a couple of years or 1 year or 6 months thereafter or along the way, you might be able to stand to testify. Say the month of August, our fulfillment, give me a new direction. He has told you what to do, or is leading you what to do, but you are believing the understanding of man. And actually another thing again was when I was praying for future spouse. And I have a prayer partner which just me to pray now and then. So when I finally have my total conviction, you know, when you get a point where you know that, no, at this point in time, no more than say, no more doubt. I was confident. Before I got to the pastor, I told my prayer partner, and I described the stuff for her, for him. And he knows her. And he said, what are you talking about? That small sister? Does he be thinking about going to school? Is that not a good reason for me to back out? Small sister. And when people are looking at me like somebody's up there, I have a name in the church then. I have money at that time as of my palace, you can single me out. Because God's blessed me financially that time. And He's still blessing me, don't let me say that time. Just a brief. What comes into me a day, in just one day, is always very close to 20,000. Just one day. Because about 16 commercial vehicle, the least one that brings in money is $800, 800 naira. The rest one is 2,000, and that one 112, 1,500, depending on their grades. So can you imagine every night what comes into me? And there are sisters who already have cars, who live by themselves. You know what I'm talking about? They are looking at people like me to match up with. And here I come, I'm telling somebody that, actually I told the pastor, I said, Pastor, no, Brother Mike, you must be joking. Understanding of man. But whatever he tells you should shut the door against any understanding of self that you are struggling with. Once he has spoken, David said twice, that means David gives room for the word to always be echoing in his ears. He has said this. He has told me this. He has said that. He has said I should drop it. He has said no. We are here today in this property that we are standing in because why? I let God have his way. When he told me to resign, The day the owner of this land met with me, I would have been at work at that time of the day. But God called me out from that place, and I listened. A week after, led me to a place, just a place where a friend was. There I was when the man came. Do you know anybody who wants to buy land in Fort Worth? As at that time of that day, of that hour, I'm supposed to be at work. I will not have nothing to do in that location. But this is where we are seated now. So if I've argued with him, struggling with him, I'll make that contact. I'll miss that contact. And once I miss that contact, it might be difficult for us to be on this land now. Maybe. We may still be broke. I'll be crying to God again. Now I'll be comparing ourselves with others. God, this person have got their building. This person has just moved to a new location. God, what have we done? What's going on? God, what's bad with us? You know, it will just be looking at you like this. Even medically, when doctors are prescribing things for you and you are refusing to follow the instruction of the medication, can they help you? They verbally tell you, at this point in time, we don't know what we can do anymore for you. If you really want to be fulfilled, and there's no man that owns it, that owns the key to fulfillment, than he that makes the heaven and earth. It says, I hold the key to the house of David. He said, whatever door I open will definitely remain open. If you read the Isaiah 45 from verse 1, particularly verse 3, it's like he wants to compel you into your blessings. It says, I will take you, I will lead you into treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places. I will lead you there. But that's if you are not stubborn. Don't let me use that word stubborn. You get to a point in time where in verse 1, he has to declare that I have to hold your hand. And when you are going with a child on the street and you have to hold the hand of that child, neighbors will know that that child may be a troublesome child. I don't know whether you know what I'm talking about. You are going with your little boy and they have to see you hold the hand of that boy. If they press more, they will know that if you leave that boy, he will either be ahead of you or will be behind you. I don't want that to happen. But when he says, follow me, they left their net and follow him. Today, we can read about Peter just because he answered that call. Just because he let down the net, he dropped it apart and followed him. When that call came, it might seem, where are we heading? A place of nowhere. Just like Nathanael looked at him and said, what are you talking about? But Peter followed. And today, his temple, his body becomes temple of signs and wonders. To this person that God is referring to at this hour of this day, at this period of this moment that we are, he said, let God. The reason for this topic might be that sound, that word that's been coming to that person, that word that's been re-echoing to that person, and the person will quickly get understanding. So it will not be in the midst of multitude that we are referring to. No, that person is singled out because why? Your time has come. Have you ever not read about Psalm 102 verse 13, what it says? Psalm 102 verse 13. It says at that time, there's a season that your time of breakthrough will come. A time to show you mercy. It says, thou shalt arise and have mercy on Zion, for the time to favor has come. When that time comes, the highest God can do is to make sure how he can reorient you so much, how he can encourage you so much, how he can pull you to follow his commands. I was teaching a class right now, and I'm letting them know. Our General Basia said, I have a desire I'm pursuing to become the youngest vice chancellor of the whole of Africa. You know what that will have given him? His name will have entered the Guinness Book of Record. Is that true? It will have been a name. But compare that name then to what he is now. If he has insisted When they called him to it. And as at that time, pastoral work is not lucrative. No, it's not lucrative. Actually, if a pastor, at times, some we have to hide it before they can get a wife to marry. Because the moment you tell that sister you're a pastor, she'll ask for more time of praying. Because pastor is not lucrative job that time. Their salary cannot even buy them a suit, and they need to wear a suit. You think it's funny? I read a book about Mommy Gio when the children commented on they said they are meat at a period in time in their life. They have to cut okra. You know what to call okra? They have to cut it big to put it in soup. So when they are feeling it will be like as if they are eating meat. That's pastoral work those days. And they called him to a meeting. And they said, thus says the Lord, you are going to take over the leadership of the church. What about my mission? What about my career? What about my goal? But he let God. Look at it today now. If he has been the youngest vice chancellor, he will have been on a monthly salary. And guess what? Some of them with their monthly salary. I read one article one day. Some of them cannot even change the 4 tires of their car in one day. But today, he was joking one day. He said, I have houses almost all over the world. People were like, he said, yes. No country that I get to, if I tell you, my daughter, I need your house to sleep, will you not vacate that house for me? Will you not vacate your room for me? So I can never be stranded. He said, they are talking, three or four bishops we are talking. One said, if my children, in any country needs me to come, they have to send the money I'm going to spend over there, I go send it to me before I leave my country. One said, no, I don't do that for that, I don't bother them. But the car that will pick me up from the airport must have my money I will spend in the car with me. So they are just saying different things. But Gio said, I look at all we are saying, and I look at myself. I don't need to tell them to send me money. I don't need to tell them to put money in the car for me. All I need to do is just to get to a store and point. It will be taken care of. But what about if we don't allow God? And still tell God, no, I know the church will always be there. Am I right? But this is my season to get it. If I don't get it now, somebody else might get it before me. If I don't get it now, it might be too late. But if I get it, I can easily come back to the church. Some people will say that. But not knowing. That's not a good question. What will I be doing, God? No, some will even be so stubborn to say, God, no, you need to tell me what I'll be doing first before, You need to tell me what I will be doing. You know what to tell me where I will go. You need to tell me before I can. And that shows you didn't trust him. And any act that shows you didn't trust him will back out. It will leave you to your own understanding. So that's why the mother of Jesus was telling them in John chapter 2 that whatever he tells you, do it. And thank God she gave them an advanced knowledge of it. Because if not, look at what he told them. Go and fill this water pot with what? With water. No, let's face reality. Understanding will be, sir, we know there's water pot here. We even saw the water pot when we went to Israel. They showed us some pots that sir, we know there's water pot here. We know what they fill there's water, but what we needed now is what? Wine. Don't waste our time, sir. Don't waste our time. So stop playing on your own understanding. Your understanding is limited because why? You could not see more than the entrance of this door, the entrance of this building. That's how far you can see. But the one that sees the future knows the one that carried the remaining of your puzzle, that when you follow him, the puzzle shall be complete and beautiful. What is it that he has told you? Let God have his way. What is he has told you to start doing? Let God have his way. What is it that he has advised you to bring up on board? Let God have his way. Because the danger of it, you never know what will come behind it at all. All he wants for you, just obey me. He told Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, I'll bless you, but you must be a blessing. And you think that's all over. But in Genesis chapter 18, God has to come and check out Abraham, whether Abraham will be a blessing. He saw 3 men passing by. The Bible declared them as 3 men. But he knew they're in a journey. He looked at them. They must have been tasked. Maybe they will have dressed like, not knowing they are angels. Abraham looked at them. These people, they are thirsty. They are tired. And the commander had not be a blessing. He ran to them. Please, can I bring you to my house and give you water to drink? He said, okay, we are even thirsty. We are thirsty. On their way, he said, oh, can I ask Mama Sarah to make a abula for you? He said, okay, do whatever you want to do. Not knowing they are angels. If he has allowed them to pass by, maybe under 1 year or 2 will have added before arrival of Isaac. So the question tonight we are going to pray about, and I want to pray, that which you have told me, God, let it come to pass. Shall we rise?